Hi, I'm Andrew Callison, and as of right now, Deadpool and Wolverine is one of the biggest movies of 2024, which is kind of insane. It's grossed over $1 billion, and it's actually become the highest grossing R-rated film of all time. Now, this sort of success may seem typical today for comic book movies, but this kind of would have been unheard of back in the day. And that's mainly because back in the day, comic book movies were occasionally pretty terrible. Like, it seems most of the time today, when people say a comic book movie is bad, it's mostly just mediocre or uninteresting. But back in the day, they used to be hot garbage. So, journey with me, and let's take a look back at some comic book movies that maybe didn't break some records at the box office, but certainly broke our brains in a few ways. Starting out with The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now, this movie commits the biggest sin that a comic book movie can commit. It's pretty boring. Despite some strong performances by the cast, such as Andrew Garfield as the titular Spider-Man and Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy, the movie is just a huge hodgepodge of half-baked plots and ideas. The plot really just feels like they threw everything at the wall and nothing stuck. As a result, the film is just bloated, boring, and just a pain to watch. As a result, I give The Amazing Spider-Man 2 like a 4 out of 10. On the flip side are films like Batman and Robin, which are so bad they actually kind of circle around to being kind of great, in the sense that they're just they're delicious garbage, and I want all that delicious garbage. No one is giving a good performance here. It's just a fact. Everyone is phoning it in. George Clooney is phoning it in. Arnold Schwarzenegger is phoning it in. Uma Thurman's phoning it in. Everyone is phoning it in, but it's great. Mainly because the plot is so out there and so ridiculous that you cannot take it seriously as anything other than a Saturday morning cartoon. Because in between Mr. Freeze's ice puns, the bat nipples, and all the other insanity that just messes with my head on a daily basis, Batman Robin is just a gem. And I would give it a solid 2 out of 10, but it's a delicious 2 out of 10. In a similar vein, you have films like X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is also enjoyably bad, but I wouldn't say on the level of Batman Robin. X-Men Origins Wolverine was Hugh Jackman's first standalone film as the character, which he would actually get 2 more of, so clearly, the concept wasn't what was at fault. This movie was mainly done dirty by its circumstance. It was in production during the writer's strike, and as a result, they pretty much didn't have writers on set, and the cast kind of had to wing it, and stuff had to be made up on the fly. The resulting film is not great. Like, not great at all, but it's fun at least, other than the Deadpool at the end with no mouth. What's up with that? Now, because of that, this movie sits probably closer to I'd have to give it like a 3.5 out of 10, but that extra half point is only because the opening segment with Wolverine and Sabretooth fighting through all the wars throughout American history is actually a solid opening, and I would have liked to see the movie that was made for. Superman 4, 1 out of 10. Okay, on a lighter note, Daredevil 2003 is a movie that exists. It kind of came out in that post-Spider-Man era of superhero movies where everyone was trying to copy Spider-Man with the origin story, the opening narration, even the way it's filmed. And, I mean, it's alright. I mean, I've seen worse movies. A definite highlight is Colin Farrell as Bullseye, giving a cartoonish evil villain performance. It's wacky. I'll give it that. I don't know. It's mostly it's a very mediocre movie. It's like a 5 out of 10. Yeah. Overall, I'd say that comic book films have come quite a long ways over the years. They've definitely changed, and yes, as formulaic as the MCU may be, and as big of a monopoly as Disney may have, I still have an appreciation for modern comic book films. Because, well, it took a lot to get here. And at least we're finally at the point where there's a consistent quality in these movies, instead of just throwing whatever they want to the wall and hopefully something sticks, even if that something that sticks is Arnie in a makeup and big suit throwing around ice puns with every line, or Colin Farrell with a big tattoo or scar on his head just acting like a Looney Tune, or even Superman repairing the Great Wall of China.